What is a common skill you just can't seem to master? For some reasons, drinking water without making sound. See, I got a different problem. I can't keep it from spilling out my stupid mouth and onto my shirt. How long have you had a drinking problem? Fine cartwheels. How did every girl at school know how to do them? I was like, hell no, I'm gonna break my neck. That was when I was like 7. Now I am 30. Same stance. I want to do a cartwheel, but real casual like. Not make a big deal about it. But I know everybody saw it. Just one stunning, gorgeous cartwheel. I'm 28 and trying to learn. I always end up doing a crouched hop with my hands on the ground. My brain gets that it's a pretty simple and safe move and my body refuses. I was a gymnast as a teen. Working on your leg flexibility really helps. If you try doing box splits, sideways splits, for like 10 minutes a day while watching TV or something, eventually you'll get lower and lower. Try and keep your knees facing up towards the ceiling instead of inwards. This will help your cartwheel go from crouch to straight and up, and your legs will naturally go into that box splits position as you're doing it. Practicing handstands, even against the wall, helps too, so you get used to being upside down. And of course, just keep trying those cartwheels. And OFC what a previous poster said about really kicking with your leg to propel you off the ground. It takes confidence to do that, but you can work up to it with little kicks and kick a little more each time. A mistake I see a lot of people make is as they go down with both hands. You want to go down with one hand, then put your other hand down soon after, when your body is upside down, to steady yourself. Soon you can move on to one-handed cartwheels or cartwheels to round off. Being able to fall asleep during the day for a power nap. I just can't. My brain won't settle down. If I'm going to nap, it's a 3-hour process for me. My wife can power nap in 15 minutes, but it takes me that long just to go to sleep. My advice as someone who thought a nap was a 3-hour process: go to bed, lower the blinds and just lay there. Put an alarm for 22 minutes first few days, then for an hour. I used to think that naps had to feel like sleeping at night, but it's not. I'm fully aware of what's going on around me, or at least that's what I think, because as soon as the alarm goes off I can't remember what I was thinking while I was not sleeping. I don't get this either. 1. I cannot even fall asleep in under 1 hour. 2. When I wake up after only a short sleep I feel like I'm dying. Like, everything hurts. Tying a balloon. I just can't, and I have no explanation why. Me either. How are you meant to pull the end around your fingers and tuck the end bit underneath so it ties off? It's so tight it cuts the blood flow off, lol. So I don't have a balloon handy, so I'll show you with floss. Wrap the end of the balloon around 2 of your fingers so it's about like this. Then push the end of the balloon between your fingers under the knot like this. Spread your fingers if you're having trouble getting it under. Obviously it's easier with bigger balloons to get the hang of it. I can't smile for the camera. I feel that. I'm all happy until someone tries to aim a camera at me. Same. Even trying to take selfies, I realize that I have no idea how to create a natural looking smile on command. Yes, it's terrible. There's not a single photo where I don't look like I'm suffering or something. Thankfully, now with masks the problem is solved. Getting all the components of a meal ready at the same time. Same. I recommend using the keep warm setting on your oven and or slow cooker if you don't have a warming drawer on your oven. You can't fool us. We all know that's just the cookie sheet drawer. Gotta make sure you do all of the prep and measuring things out before starting to cook. Nothing like having to run into the pantry 10 minutes in to get something and throwing you off. How to socialize in groups of new people. I'm okay with socializing, just not in a setting where I don't know anyone. For me it's any group. Me and my friend'll talk all day, add one person to it and I'm quiet as F. Same here. I'm usually observing what's going on and I usually won't say anything until I'm directly addressed. Remembering someone's goddamned name right after they introduce themselves. I just straight out tell them, hey, I'm name blind and face blind, so I'm probably gonna forget your name repeatedly and not recognize you right off the bat. So if I see you and don't say or do anything, don't take it as I don't want to know you. Most people are cool with it. I had a boss like this, and this was her response every time she met someone new. As we're walking up to people we know at work, I would quietly remind her of their name and how we know them. Some devils wear Pradish. She once called my friend Anna Terry for a good 6 months every time she saw her. Worked in the same building. After the 3/4 time we all just stopped correcting her. She's still my favorite boss. Estimating distances. Was that 50 meters? 100 meters? 500? Hell if I know. Ooh, I have this too. Also, when something says this room is about 8 m2 and I can for the life of me not grasp how big that would be, it's handy to use imaginary objects to visualize things approximately. Egg. A tall person is about 2 meters. A bus is about 15 meters. A rugby pitch is 100 meters, etc. Driving. I do not have the coordination for it. I also have vision issues. Yup. I actually took a bunch of lessons a while back and got a bit better, but still nowhere near able to pass my license test, before I got tired of it and gave up. Dancing. My body just can't coordinate with my scumbag brain to be able to dance. Same. It's awful. Sometimes when I'm alone I'll try to dance and just feel the music. It feels awkward and awful. I can't even imagine how it looks. I don't remember writing that comment after not being allowed to join my sister and cousin when we were kids while they made dance routines up. I literally just got the confidence to start dancing like it didn't matter anymore within the last 6 months. Then went to a gig with my boyfriend who proceeded to tell me a couple of days later, it's so funny you just have 2 dance moves that you use on repeat. Needless to say I lost all confidence after that comment and would rather go to a gig and sit and drink than dance now. My body wants to move but I'm too self-conscious to actually do it. Ruins the fun somewhat. I used to feel the same. Sharing my experience. 1. Feel the beat and just nod your head for a song or two. 2. Spread the nodding feeling towards your upper body by swaying side to side. 3. Keep the movement and eventually your upper body will drag your legs, turning into a 2-step. 4. Profit. You're dancing. If it's important to you it means you love to dance, but it bothers you to not be able to do it in a cool way, and not embarrass yourself in front of your friends. But you should know that you can dance if you want to. You can leave your friends behind, cause your friends don't dance, and if they don't dance, well they're no friends of mine. Same. I am not shy or whatever, I just can't dance. It really annoys me when people say everybody can dance in order to get me started. My moves are super awkward and I make other people uncomfortable if I tried. I did show a group of my friends once when they suggested dancing. After 2 seconds a friend told me to stop and apologized by saying, "You are right, you really can't dance." Holding a pencil normally. I used to hold my pencil wrong as a child. My teachers decided they didn't like it and made me use a special grip thing on my pencils that forced me to hold it right until I learned. I'm convinced that this is the cause of my abysmal handwriting. You don't tape it to your forehead and write that way, pleb. Swimming. Same. I'm a marathon runner and can bike for days. Would love to do an Ironman, but I swim like a bag full of kittens. Interesting comparison. Ironman is intense, but the swim is by far the shortest event. Take the 70.3 race, you will swim for 35-45 minutes. Bike 3h330, run 230. It looks like a mountain, but a swimming coach can get you into a good mode within 2 months. Don't give up on that dream, man. Similar for me. I can't tread water or swim above water. I can submerge and swim around underwater, but I can't keep myself afloat unless I roll my body into a bowl and float to the surface that way. And then the best I can do to keep from drowning is panic doggy paddling. My college roommate tried to teach me the front stroke once, but I just kept sinking at a 45-degree angle. I've given up on pools unless there are lifesavers or pool noodles nearby. Falling asleep. Some people can go to sleep in 1 second. Like how? Bong rip, okay bro, but what if? And like, hear me out, man. Have you ever tried rising to sleep? Folding a fitted sheet. Okay, so here's the move. Stick your hands in a corner. Any 2 corners, bring them together, and just skacks real fast in a circular motion. Condensed ball of sheet, more than acceptable. I like the way you wrote that, describes it perfectly. Pull it up and store it in the pillowcase it goes with. Direction sense. I can get lost going someplace I've been a dozen times. Same. If there are 2 directions to go, I'll somehow pick the wrong one 3/4 of the time in a place that I've been several times. Using chopsticks. 10+ years and I still can't get that right. After 10 years your chopsticks are probably out of calibration, or just worn out. Try with a new set. not thinking I sound like an idiot discussing the thing I'm supposed to be an expert at. You mean you have imposter syndrome? You are an actual expert, but secretly fear that people will decide that you don't know what you are talking about? Oh, this is the worst. I'm a effing IQ nurse and I just feel like an idiot all damn day at work. Can't effing break out of it at all. Rolling my tongue, like how Hispanic people pronounce their R's. The bad part is my mom is Dominican. Does she tease you mercilessly? Haha. I can roll mine, but not consistently. So when I try, it's either lovely, or you get a fart sound. Oh yay, whenever I ask her to teach me she just does it and walks away. Detecting the presence of a coffee table without using my shin. Yeep. Add in super pale skin anemia and you're left with perpetually black and blue shins. Port. Snapping my fingers. F. I can only snap with my non-dominant hand. Not sure if that's normal or not. Same. My right hand. I can do everything with utter complete confidence and accuracy. My left hand. And I can snap. Waking up to an alarm clock. I've evolved to the point where I wake up and turn off my alarm. And even sometimes answer some texts or an email without ever waking up. I wake up a few hours later and read replies I sent like UTF sent this. I do this. I use my Google Home Mini as an alarm and you just gave to say stop to turn it off. I've done this in my sleep. Now I have a puppy that wakes up when the alarm goes off and licks my face till I'm up. I love it. Walking. I once tripped with nothingness. Shuffling a deck of cards. For the love of God I can't get it down. I've spent time alone, had people show me how, and I just can't. Swallowing pills. For the life of me I just can't trick my body into getting something down without chewing the heck out of it. My wife takes her birth control every day and rightfully judges me for my inability to take a damn pill. I can't whistle. I learned to whistle by inhaling. Somehow one day it just clicked into reverse and now I can whistle in perpetuum. Maybe inhaling helped me figure out the embouchure needed to achieve it while exhaling. Try it out. Later I'll learn to hum and whistle simultaneously to make that classic UFO hovering noise. My nephew is both amazed and puzzled by it. It's hilarious. Way to make me feel way less special about one of my special skills, whistling in and out forever and ever lol. Whisper the letter Q in English to yourself. Notice the whistly part of the letter. Keep experimenting with how your lips are puckered at that moment and how you blow the air out. Keep doing that, bro. I've never been able to whistle in my entire life and I just sounded like a bird. You're amazing. I still can't put on a bra without putting it on backwards to do the clasp. I'm incapable. Snapping or whistling. Cardinal directions do not tell me go north at so then turn left and go east cause I will just blankly stare at you. Tell me landmark, or street names I just can't seem to grasp the ability to know. And yes I know that the sun sets in the west. Talking to people. Small talk. I'm fine with people I already know, or have lots in common with. Can talk for 10 hours a day about nothing. But when it comes to strangers, what the hell is going on? Why are you talking to me? What do you want? Please just be direct. I don't want to play mind games. I don't want to guess what your intentions are. Just tell me. How can I help you? Drives me insane. I can talk to total strangers no problem. I find talking to people I like or am otherwise interested more difficult. If there is nothing on the line I can bullsh for an hour. But if I think you're at all cool or interesting I get really awkward. And this doesn't just apply to relationships or women. Takes me a long time to make friends and get to the talk for 10 hours phase. Riding a bike. Continuing a conversation. The silence kills me but I'm terrible at filling it. My daughter recently complained about this as well and I told her something that has really helped me over the years. I have no idea when I started doing this, but I know it was conscious at first and now it's just a habit. If I know I'm going to see someone beforehand I remind myself of things we talked about earlier and think about questions I'm genuinely curious about in their lives. It helps because when there's a pause in the conversation, those questions will pop up in my head and keep the conversation going. If you're genuinely interested in people and ask about them you'll need have a weird, awkward moment again. People love to talk about themselves. Yup, questions. It's simple but it really does the trick. It's also important to know closed questions. Yes no, aren't the best at this, and that asking a question about But if you ask questions and remember your last conversation, you'll ask questions and they'll ask questions and you just need to listen and answer. Just talk about the Louisiana Purchase. Like, did you know that Thomas Jefferson purchased more than 800,000 square miles from Napoleon in 1803, and in that one deal bought the land that would eventually make up 15 states including Louisiana, Missouri, Arkansas, Iowa, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, and Oklahoma, along with most of Kansas, Colorado, Wyoming, Montana, and Minnesota? Here's an interesting fact too. The Louisiana Purchase almost didn't happen. Congress passed the purchase with a vote of 59-57, with many leaders opposing Thomas Jefferson's plan. They thought it might start a war with Spain, and that the president didn't have the right to do it. Doing that bridge thing with the deck at the end of shuffling, I can shuffle, but then I can't like make it shaped like a rainbow and go PFFTTT back down. I am, however, a refined master at explaining what I'm talking about with words.